Hi, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator for the 11th Legislative District, and thanks for watching this quick update about the legislative session. We're a little bit past the midway point. We're actually fast approaching the opposite house cutoff, which means that bills that are expected to pass through the opposite house, the Senate bills passing through the House of Representatives or the House bills passing through the Senate, they're going to have to pass out of the committee very quickly within the next week and a half. So we're busily trying to hear all of those bills. The Commerce and Labor Committee that I'm the ranking member on, we were able to get several very important bills for our constituents scheduled for hearing this coming Monday. So one is the minimum wage bill. The second is the sick and safe leave bill, paid sick and safe leave, and then the Equal Pay Act. So I'm very pleased that those three bills now have been scheduled for a hearing. We are allowing public remote testimony, I believe. So if you want to weigh in on any of those bills, you might think about sending an email to the committee and get it on the record. Secondly, because we're in the opposite house mode now, we're also in the budget writing mode, which parallels the timelines. The House is moving first on a budget this year. Every other year when we write a biennial budget, the Senate and the House swap positions on who's going to offer the first budget. So this year it's coming from the House. We're expecting that to be released within the next few days. So as you know, that we've got a real serious revenue problem. My opinion, we have a serious revenue problem. We have at least a $4 billion obligation to fund a maintenance level operating budget, plus some McCleary lawsuit to make sure that we're fully funding basic education. Some say that we can continue to cut our way out of this revenue problem and just take money or resources from existing programs. But, you know, in my opinion, we've been cutting these programs for the last 3 biennia since the economic Wall Street crash. So we are cutting beyond the bone right now. In fact, our social safety net is crumbling right before our very eyes. And you can see how our transportation infrastructure is also well beyond where we need to be as far as inadequate for the economic development needs and just the people mobility needs of our state. So we've got huge revenue issues that we're going to have to deal with. So those will be the main fights coming up in the next month and a half or so. I'm not optimistic that we're going to be able to reach agreement, both sides, all four corners being the House Democrats, Republicans, Senate Democrats, Senate Republicans. That's just sort of the Olympia lingo. We talk about 4 corners. If we talk about a 5th corner, that would be the governor's office. And you know the governor is also weighing in on the need to raise new revenue to meet some of these needs. We need to raise new revenue, but we need to do it in a manner that is least regressive. Usually the path of least resistance is to just increase the sales tax, which, as you know, really produces the most hardship on the poorest and middle income folks, because we generally have the least amount of discretionary income to be able to afford those kinds of tax increases. So if we're going to raise revenue, we need to do it in the most progressive fashion possible, or other ways that don't impact regular working families. So those are my metrics that I'm working off of. I've probably spoken too long for the time being, but I just wanted to make sure that you were in the loop. So thanks again for watching. I'll be back at you again in the next week or two with another update. Again, I'm Bob Hasegawa, your state senator for the 11th Legislative District. Thanks for watching.